dimensions to make sure we have well-rounded resolutions, but not just resolutions, goals for the year to make it a productive and enjoyable year. So this presentation is called New Year, New Me. All right, so what we're going to talk about today, we're going to explore the term wellness and talk about what it means and why it's important for overall health and well-being and how it encompasses more than just what it sounds like. And then we're going to discuss 5 tips for staying healthy and well in the new year. We're going to discuss the 6 dimensions of wellness and developing obtainable goals for the year. And then we're going to identify wellness options that we have within the community and also through Health Pro Heritage, the company that employs our rehab professionals for this community. And then we're going to I'm going to give you the tools to create your own personalized health and wellness plan for 2025. Okay, so a new year with new beginnings. The new year is a time for new starts and new beginnings. What better way to bring in the new year than to focus on your health and wellness, right? It's the most important thing you can focus on, especially if we're talking about health and wellness as all encompassing, right? Not just your body, but your mind too. And if you have the will to feel better, then the way is through planning out your health and wellness options. So what is wellness? Wellness refers to the overall state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being. It encompasses more than just the absence of illness or disease, which is what we sometimes think of, but it also emphasizes a holistic approach to maintaining health in various aspects of your life, including physical fitness, mental clarity, emotional balance, social connections, and overall happiness. Achieving wellness involves actively pursuing a balanced and healthy lifestyle to optimize one's quality of life. So why is wellness important? Wellness refers to regaining or retaining your optimal level of independence, well-being, and quality of life. We talk about that a lot in a setting like this, right? We have a wonderful community here where we have independent living, personal care, and skilled care. And throughout that continuum of care, we have people at different levels and we have all kinds of different support structures. But the goal is always to regain and retain your wellness so that you can stay at the level that you prefer for as long as that's feasible. Wellness can be a global term used in your community describing all the activities and many of the physical amenities that are offered to you. So we're going to talk briefly about each of the 6 dimensions of wellness, but to name them, they are physical, intellectual, social, vocational, emotional, and spiritual. All right, so I have 5 tips here for staying healthy in the new year. The first is regular checkups. You always want to be checking in with your doctor. You should schedule yearly checkups to catch any issues early and manage existing conditions, of course, more frequently if your doctor recommends that. Number 2 is exercise. So we want to stay active for strength, flexibility, and overall well-being. And that looks a little bit different for each person. And if you need help with customization of that, the wellness team and I are able to help you with that. Number 3 is a healthy diet. This one is super important. We want to eat balanced meals and stay hydrated, considering a nutritionist's advice if needed. Number 4 is social connections. You want to engage in activities, clubs, or time with loved ones to combat isolation. You guys are already doing some of that here today, right? Whether you're here physically with me or whether you're watching on broadcast, you're still getting that interaction, right? And number 5 is mind health. We want to stimulate the mind through puzzles, learning, or seeking support when needed. Not everybody likes to puzzle, but if you do, that's a great way, whether it be a physical jigsaw puzzle or whether it be some type of a word puzzle, a crossword, or a word search. Or if you're more inclined to do things with another person, playing games, whatever that may be, finding those ways to keep your brain working, right? Super important. Okay, so now we'll go into those 5 dimensions. So the first one is emotional wellness. When we talk about emotional wellness, it emphasizes an awareness and acceptance of the residents' feelings while encouraging a positive outlook on life. Emotional wellness involves uplifting experiences by participation in support groups, clubs, and other various programs to enhance overall well-being and quality of life. So now I'm going to give you some examples here. Life history writing and discussions, storytelling groups, painting, poetry classes, life history that is written twice, aromatherapy exploration, Alzheimer's support groups, Parkinson's support groups, which we do have one of those here, and then photography, spa and luxury groups, Centurion Club, life celebration group, resident council, and I'm sure you can think of many others, and then we can customize some to what specifically is offered here. But basically anything where the big benefit that you're getting out of it is some interaction and an uplifting experience, right, for that emotional component. Then we have spiritual wellness, which again is going to look different for every person in every setting. And here we have many opportunities to be involved in spiritual wellness. So it involves seeking meaning and purpose by developing a deep appreciation for the depth of life, the natural forces that exist in the universe. Spiritual wellness emphasizes life's purpose and promotes a greater sense of well-being. So it can be things like devotions and discussions, journaling, meditation, knitting for others, pet therapy, horticulture class, church services, inspirational readings, reminiscence discussions, religious studies, our favorite prayer recitals, spirituality class, communion, and spiritual growth class. So those are just, again, some examples. A lot of opportunity for that here. Both things that are a little bit more church-based and, the things that are offered here, but then also even just it says, reminiscence discussion, right? Thinking about some of the times in your life where you felt like you really were fulfilling a purpose, right? All of that goes into our spiritual wellness. Okay, and then social wellness involves the relationships residents have and how they interact with others. And you can see how a lot of these intertwine, right? You can't separate one out and say this one activity is just this dimension of wellness and it doesn't have anything from the others. Well, they all interconnect, right? So social wellness involves building healthy, nurturing, and supportive relationships, as well as fostering genuine connection with others. So connecting with loved ones, whether that's in person or virtually, doing some kind of a mixer or a social, like an ice cream social, happy hour, board and card games, crochet club, scrapbooking club, cookouts, music, bingo night, current events, and Wii or video games. Anything where you're coming together with multiple people could check off that box for social wellness, kind of regardless of what you're doing in that setting. It could just be, getting together with someone and, sharing a meal, or even just sitting and talking, right? And then if we look at physical wellness, this includes increasing endurance, balance, range of motion, flexibility, and muscle strengthening, which are all essential for healthy aging, right? As we age, our body needs more assistance and guidance to keep in good physical condition. Physical wellness helps residents to set realistic goals and develop an exercise plan for increasing overall quality of life. So some basic examples of some things that would fit into this physical wellness would be cardiovascular exercise, strength and resistance training, body balance, fitness walking, dancing, chair Pilates, chair aerobics, Zumba, yoga, Tai Chi, bocce ball, lawn bowling, aquatic therapy. I'll add pickleball as a specific example for here, right? Anything where you're moving your body with the intention of improving your motion, your balance, your endurance, your strength, all of those good things. We got to keep our bodies going, right? And then vocational wellness. This emphasizes volunteering your personal time giving back to others or the community, and rallying for charities and good causes. Vocational wellness provides residents with a true sense of purpose and belonging. I would argue too that you could even fit some personal development and learning and things into vocational wellness as well. It doesn't always have to be 100% outward focused, right? Because if we're improving ourselves, that improves our community, whether we're having that intention or not. Okay, so some examples. Food, can, or clothing drives, care packages, school supply, clothing, coat drives, some household items, gathering household items for women's shelters, recycling programs, walks that can be organized by different groups, such as Alzheimer's or multiple sclerosis walk, penny drives, letters to our troops, pen pals, and crafting for good causes. And then intellectual wellness is the last one. So this encourages creative, stimulating mental activities to bring richness to life. Intellectual activities and intellectual wellness programs are designed to promote executive function skills for residents to remain healthy and well with brain fitness, right? We think about our body, but we've also got to think about our brain. So some examples: using smart devices, learning something new in terms of technology, right? Exploring apps, computer classes, history classes, creative writing, bird watching, world traveling, and groups, lectures, art classes, book clubs, philosophical discussion groups, movie or series discussion groups, medication education, foreign language, basically anything you're doing to stimulate your brain and learn new things, or even if you're not doing it to just be a passive participant, but maybe you're teaching or leading a group to learn new things. All of that would fit into intellectual wellness. And like we talked about, they all do overlap as well. Okay, so creating your wellness plan for 2025. After now we've reviewed the 6 dimensions of wellness, I want you to take some time to develop your own plan for the year and thinking about how you can make sure you check off each of those boxes for all of those 6 dimensions of wellness. So it's a nice, well-rounded plan and you're hitting all of those pieces. So the things I want you to think about: number 1, what interests you, right? Because it has to be interesting and engaging for you in order for it to be meaningful. Again, what's important to you? Very similar there. And then what are your goals for yourself? What do you yourself want to get out of the year? And then what activities are already offered in your community? And I would argue that that can be a check mark in either box, right? What's already offered that's interesting to you and that you'd like to be involved in? Or what are you interested in that's not offered and that you could be a part of creating or fostering in your community? And then how can you find a balance with each of the 6 dimensions of wellness? So you have 2 handouts there. And the top one goes over what we just talked about, those 6 dimensions of wellness, and it gives a brief little description for each one. Again, if you're watching at home, handouts are available in the Commons Fitness Center. And then the second page, so on the back of that, there are some examples for each of those 6 dimensions, okay? But then that second page, at the top it says 2025 Health and Wellness Plan. And it gives you boxes for each of those 6 dimensions so that you can make sure that you're checking something off for each of those boxes. You're incorporating something physical, social, emotional, spiritual, intellectual, and vocational. So you can do this on your own. I want you to not feel pressured or have a time constraint with it. And 2, as you're working on it, you don't have to sit down and write something in every box. You know, as ideas come to you, you can add things in Things can kind of morph and change as you go, but January is a great time to start getting those ideas on paper and saying, here's some things that I want to be mindful of going into the year. Okay. If you have any questions, you can always get in touch with me and I can help kind of direct things for you. All right. So we're going to talk briefly about some thoughts and ideas in terms of things that are already available. So it's important to know your community's wellness options, what activities are already offered, and are there classes or already structured events that you can just attend? Because obviously that's an easy way to check the box, right? If you don't have to make it more complicated, then don't. So thinking about looking at that activities calendar each month and seeing what interests you and what you might want to attend. Then if you're looking and you don't see something that interests you, but you think something would be interesting to other people too, okay, then the next step is making that suggestion, whether it's to wellness or activities or whoever. Hey, I'm interested in this. Do you think we could do something around this? And staff would be more than happy to work with you on that. Okay, and then wellness options offered by Health Pro Heritage, which is my company. We offer Healthy Fit and we offer comprehensive health and wellness assessments. So other options in the community, we want to look at community involvement, participating in group events, clubs, and activities. You want to look at your hobbies and your interests, things that you can pursue that are passions or hobbies, or you can explore new interests to promote happiness and fulfillment. And then contributing back, volunteering or mentoring within the community can help to foster a sense of purpose and belonging. And taking charge, embracing self-reliance while enjoying the support of a vibrant community. Your community may have wellness options available to you. As we know, they do have classes and the fitness center itself, which has so many amenities. And then there are other things, again, within the community here and then with the community at large as well, outside in the Quarryville community. Could include things like community-led exercise classes, crafting, book clubs, educational talks, happy hours, and of course there's many, many more things. You just have to look for them, right? A great resource for that would be somebody else you know that's active in the community. Hey, what are you involved in? Hey, what have you seen that you'd like to get involved in that you need someone to come with you, right? Always do things in groups if you feel like you need to. There's nothing wrong with asking a friend to do something. Okay. If you ask a friend to do something with you, you'll check two boxes, right? The box that you were intending to check with that activity, and then also the social wellness box too. Nothing wrong with that. All right. The power of community wellness. Enhanced well-being. Community involvement significantly improves overall well-being. A support network. You're building a strong support system, which is vital for mental, emotional, and physical health, and a sense of purpose. It can contribute to a fulfilling life by fostering a sense of belonging and purpose. I know as we age, we hit different kind of seasons for what we feel as far as purpose and fulfillment. And as we get older, it can be harder to kind of nail some of that down and say, this is exactly something that gives me purpose or makes me feel fulfilled. And so looking for all different things that give us that little piece of that can be helpful. Okay, and then I'll talk briefly about Healthy Fit, which is a program through Health Pro. It's a private pay personal training and wellness service. It can be offered in a variety of formats such as individual, group, or virtual. The therapist would design a plan to meet your specific needs, and the programs are overseen by therapists or fitness professionals. We can also pass you off to personal training with the Wellness Center, which is a little bit cheaper than doing it through Healthy Fit. I'll just mention that. The frequency and duration is determined by you and or your family in working with the therapist. Okay, and then we also offer comprehensive health and wellness assessments. So this consists of standardized testing which assess your performance across multiple dimensions of wellness. It provides you with your baseline functional status, which can then be used for comparison from year to year. And you can compare your performance with other peers of a similar age. And it's a great tool for identifying risk factors and for early intervention for assessment areas such as falls. And it's provided as a Medicare Part B service and administered by a licensed therapist. So if you have any questions about that, I can absolutely answer them after. All right, so in summary, wellness encompasses the physical, mental, and social well-being, which emphasizes a holistic approach to health, involving maintaining your physical fitness, mental clarity, emotional balance, social connections, and overall happiness through an actively balanced lifestyle. Use your custom wellness plan to address all 6 dimensions of wellness to energize and realign your body, mind, and spirit in the new year. Community involvement significantly enhances overall well-being by fostering a strong support network crucial for mental, emotional, and physical health, while also nurturing a sense of purpose and belonging for a fulfilling life. The therapists at Health Pro Heritage can guide you to a fresh start on your path to a healthy and well new year. Anybody have questions? All right, thanks for coming.